statutory vape. A man could be jailed after cops found a vape in his car, of all things. Shock horror! Walking off the job mid-shift isn't usually a crime. It generally is when you are a prison transport guard and you're in the middle of transporting a bunch of prisoners. And an ex-employee is suing an LA Taco Bell after an allegedly alcohol-fueled sex party. There we go, there's the demonetization. How are we doing, folks? Whoa, damn, we are already off to the races. Angel Australia dropping in a $10 super chat. Merry Xmas to you and yours and all the chat and mods. Just in case I don't catch another one before. PS, still want merch in Australia. Working on it. I swear to you, I am working on it. I'm just, you know. I'd love it if it just played at 1. Well, I kind of like the way that... So, my editor's quite imaginative and comes up with some brilliant graphics and that sort of thing. I actually quite like the glass shatter. But anyway, alright, let's get stuck into it, people. Welcome to today's episode of Law, News, and Laughter. And yes, I'm aware that you could hear me. I deliberately turned the mic on. Chug the V, abso-friggin-lutely. Intro is awesome. I was just thinking of the bit from the movie Galaxy Quest. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Ashley got all of her Christmas shopping done. 2 things, people. 1, I no longer feel bad about the belching of the boobs, so I actually may think that I might actually bring that in as a piece of content. So, the other thing is as well, given the success of it on Source Saturday, which is going to get revamped into, I don't know, Fucked Up Friday or something like that, I've decided that I'm going to add to... So we already have, at $50, we have Labrador Butt Cam. From now on at $250, I will have a wasabi shooter. Not only is it a teaspoon of wasabi, it's a shot of whiskey. Because my aim, guys, each and every single day going forward is going to be to bring you $100 worth of content, okay? If I'm not doing that, I feel like I am not doing my job, because I need to be giving you guys value for what you do, and I very much want to take aim and make this a more viable thing, shall we say. Yes, dog butt. So, you're welcome, Hayden, I'm such a great influence. Absolutely you. Are you really going to? That's the question, Mandy. And that is the question, and that is where I'm going to be following through with you guys. I need to know whether or not you're finding the content entertaining or not. Because, let's face it, it's not like YouTube's pushing this out, so it's not like this particular content is being pulled to particular viewers, and it's going explosively. So, would you rather see me do, like, actual videos? Would you rather see this kind of content? I mean, don't get the two confused. You won't appreciate the wasabi on the butt. It's very true. So, but anyway, let's get stuck into this and get started. Trinite Williams, Western Australian man, 49, could be jailed and fined after cops find a vape in his car. Good shock horror. A man has been charged with possessing liquid nicotine despite the Health Minister Mark Butler claiming smokers will not be personally targeted in the vape crackdown. Trinite Williams, 49, faced the Magistrates Court of Western Australia on Friday and pled not guilty to possessing liquid nicotine, which is a controlled substance, after police found it during a search of his car on October 8. Police charged him with possession of Schedule 4 poison under the State's Medicines and Poisons Act 2014. He is facing a fine of up to $2,000 or 2 years in jail for having liquid smoke. So there's that. I bet that's pronounced Trinity. You're probably right there. Trinity Williams. Yep. Mr. Williams' lawyer, Kyle Kutasi? Switched to Red Bull. Nope. Just nope. You know, I'm just saying Coca-Cola anytime you want to throw a sponsorship my way. Oops. Got there! Sugar is a controlled substance then too. As well it should be, I suppose. What kind of fascist place is this? Tell me about it. What's the penalty there for having regular smokes? There isn't one. It's purely because the nicotine was distilled down into liquid form. Therefore, it is a chemical as opposed to being part of a goods or product. His client was extremely frustrated because he believed owning a vape was not against the law. He just had a vape, that's it, not liters of nicotine liquid. He's had just enough for one vape for personal use. Mr. Williams is extremely frustrated because he's trying to defend a load of nonsense, and it is a complete waste of time and money. It was his understanding that it's not illegal to possess a vape since Health Minister Mark Butler publicly said these users would not be penalised. Mr. Kutasi wrote, please explain to Mr. Butler about his client's charges, which were essentially possessing a vape without a prescription. He added the criminal charges came after multiple public comments by Mr. Butler, assuring vapers that they would not be the target of the nationwide crackdown. Why would it not be? That's what I don't understand. Red Bull is just chemicals, and chemicals is nasty stuff. Well, I mean, look, all of the energy drinks really are like chemicals, and chemicals are nasty stuff. But we drink them because we have to. We drink them because if we don't, our heart stops. Australia will ban imports of disposable vapes in January, and in March it will be expanded to include all non-therapeutic vapes, including refillable devices, while importers of vapes for medical purposes will need a permit from the Office of Drug Control. That's right, people, they're legitimately banning vaping altogether. Can you believe this shit? It's okay because they're going to continue to have cigarettes, but God forbid a slightly healthier version that the government isn't so far taxing or anything like that. They're just outright banning it. Still have vapes sold everywhere. P.S. Don't tell anyone I have nicotine in my freezer. Well, be careful with that, Angel. What would be worse, being caught with a vape or a gram of dust? That's a damn good question. Whiskey tastes like... What? Whiskey tastes like the smell of nail polish. I love this stuff. Hooked on these bubbly waters called Clearly Canadian wild cherry flavoured seltzer water. There's worse things you could be addicted to, Mandy. Can't vape, can't get a puppy during a coof lockdown. What's Australia coming to? Tell me about it. But look, okay, this is the federal government that is about to get their ass handed to them. I mean, the polls are very much showing that Albanese is going to be out on his ass soon, and fingers crossed it'll be sooner rather than later if someone calls for a vote of no confidence. Walk past a vape store in the city every half a block. Yeah, Burberry's, they're all going to go out. They will all be out, because you will need a medical certificate to be able to have one. And it's not going to be... You can't get a medical certificate for therapeutic use. My crap hole country, there's rumours of an all-out smoking ban. Well, I mean, look, see, here's the thing. New Zealand had a complete smoking ban that was supposed to come into effect relatively soon. They've just completely tossed it. I presume because they realised exactly how much money they were going to lose in taxing it. When? January. I think it's either January 1st or January 4th. So, for those of you in the chat that are vapers in Australia, not that I would in any way encourage criminal activity, because it's not currently criminal activity, but I would suggest stocking up on whatever paraphernalia you require. And New Zealand also got a new PM. Yes, they did. Yeah, so from March, all refillable ones and importers will need a permit from the Drug Control Office. The ban will include $75 million in extra funding for the Australian Border Force and Therapeutic... I almost said something else then. Therapeutic Goods Administration to bust vape smugglers. But as part of a conference explaining the crackdown on Tuesday, Butler said there is no penalty for people who use vapes. Well, clearly there is, because a guy's been arrested and he's facing 2 years in jail. I do send this message. They are not measures targeting users. They are not measures that impose any penalty whatsoever on people that are using vapes. No. But that's a very disingenuous way of looking at it, because, damn, I use the word disingenuous a lot, don't I? He hasn't been charged for the vape device. He's being charged for the liquid that he puts into the vape device. So the comments that he says there, whilst technically accurate, are fucking bullshit. Amateur Iconoclast dropping 5 memberships, making us halfway to... Oh, hang on, no. Because we already had a $10 super chat, so we are already... Because we had 10 and 25, so 35. We are 15 away from dog ass. Thank you very much, people. What are they going to turn all the vape stores into now? I don't know, hooker stores? Because they're still technically legal, or they will be. I vape weed, I'd be pissed they didn't let me, though it's not technically legal yet, oh well. So you can have crack pipes as long as you don't have any crack. Technically no, because crack pipes are a specific paraphernalia, which to my understanding are considered to be illegal. Yeah, it'll probably all be Starbucks. So they're splitting hairs on this? No, Jason, what they're doing is they're using a technicality to basically try and put someone behind bars. There's no penalty for vapes or for those who use vapes, but there's substantial penalties for those who end up illegally selling them or possessing them for commercial purposes. Well, that's bullshit. Mr. Butler told the Daily Mail Australia in a statement that the Commonwealth does not interfere or comment on prosecutions undertaken by states under state law. That's the other avenue and aspect of it. Like I said, he hasn't been charged because of the vape ban. He's been charged because he was carrying the liquid nicotine, which in Western Australia is considered to be a poison. For people who are confused by the accent, he said hook-ah, not hooker. Yes. December 7th will be legal in your state. Okay, awesome. The Commonwealth Government will introduce legislation in 2024 to prevent the domestic manufacture, advertisement, supply, and commercial possession of non-therapeutic and disposable single-use vapes to ensure comprehensive controls on vapes across all levels of the supply chain. This legislation will not criminalise personal possession or use. No, but how the hell do you come into possession of it if you are unable to purchase it? If it is unable to be imported and it is unable to be manufactured domestically, it's basically just banning it by another means. You are legitimately taking away. I goddamn hate government intervention like this. I fucking do. I say we just let China have Australia. Fuck you, Bipto. How is it as a poison? The fluid chemicals are in our food preservatives. It's a poison because if you took that vial and you sculled it, you could die. Is basically my understanding of the Western Australian legislation on it. Have weed dispensaries everyone in Massachusetts? Oh, well, there you go. It's not even a tax, that's what I'm saying. The legislation will not criminalise personal use. The Australian government is not about to attribute blame to people who use these products and have become addicted. This has been a vast act of subterfuge by the tobacco industry that promoted development of these products and the marketing of these products for one clear purpose: to recruit a new generation of nicotine addicts. The Australian government is not going to blame those users. Caffeine can kill people. Government doesn't care about that. Actually, Abomination, theoretically, if you were walking around with pure caffeine, they would probably consider that the same. If you had it distilled into a liquid or a powder form, this particular legislation in Western Australia, I think, would actually capture that. So is petrol illegal? That would kill you if you ingest it too. It's a damn good question. However, there are a range of state and territory laws that regulate vape supply and use that will continue unless the states and territories repeal them. Most states and territories make it an offence to possess or use an S4 medicine such as nicotine vape without a prescription. The Department of Health and Aged Care has been discussing ailments of laws in the area through the e-cigarette working group. See, all this is going to force people to do is go to the doctor. That's what it's going to do. Because if it's for a therapeutic use, if you're addicted to nicotine and you have to ingest that nicotine, you can't tell me that there's not going to be doctors that vape out there. There's not going to be doctors that are going to sit there and go, yeah, okay, I'm going to give you a script. You shouldn't have to do it because there's no reason there should be any sort of regulation. This is some complete and utter bullshit. Excedrine's aspirin and a caffeine pill. Okay. I have caffeine capsules, so they wouldn't be allowed. Well, I actually use it for migraines. Oh, well, there you go. God, he's a tool. You've got powdered caffeine, you ordered it from Poland. Huh. Okay. Mr. Katusi said, police are not listening to Mr. Butler's direction and that the health minister needs to step in to stop vape users from being charged. He can't. The federal health minister cannot interfere with the state legislation. He suggests the vapes be removed from the Therapeutic Goods Act poison list. Oh, hang on. Oh, so the Act specifically refers to the Therapeutic Goods Act poisons list. That's what it is. Okay. That's why he's appealing to the health minister. Suggests the vapes be removed from the poisons list as the state and territories have laws against possessing and controlling substance without a prescription. Having vapes under the poisons list and in the same category as cocaine and heroin is absolutely ludicrous. Unless you're in the Australian Capital Territory, where pretty much everything is a free-for-all? At least for personal use, anyway. You would think the government would want to encourage a substance that helps people quit smoking rather than discourage it. Director of Legalise Vaping Australia, Brian Marlowe, told Daily Mail, Mr. Butler's promise not to penalise vape users is a lie. Excuse me. In my opinion, the Australian government is lying to the public so that if they say that they will not prosecute vapers. He may get off, but we don't know. The fact is, the process of being criminally charged is already punishment enough. Yeah. Let's say tomorrow, the government woke up, changed the laws, and completely outlawed smoking. All of a sudden, you're facing 2 years for having a pack of cigarettes. That's not okay. What about your methadone? Good luck with that. I don't vape, I fume. Okay. Mr. Marlowe said the federal government's vaping reform forces states and territories to criminalise vapers. If people are concerned with 1.5 million Australians facing criminal charges for vaping, they need to demand the government change how it classifies vapes. The only solution for this is for vapes to be regulated like alcohol and cigarettes, not as a therapeutic product. Liquid nicotine is a prescribed substance, and like any other prescribed substance, carries a maximum term of imprisonment in numerous states for possession. In the Australian Capital Territory, an individual could face up to 2 years in jail for possessing liquid nicotine without a prescription. I stand corrected. It's like this article knew exactly where I was going with the whole thing. Vapes have exploded in popularity in Australia as the price of cigarettes have surged beyond $40 a packet, prompting the new ban on all vapes. Yes, because we must make sure that we price out people out of the market, and we must goddamn interfere in their lives. Because how else do we justify our exorbitant $100, $200, $300, $400,000, $500, $600,000 incomes? How the hell do they justify those if they're not interfering in your fucking life? How? Sarah says, I'm vaping now. If I go to prison, they'll still give me nicotine. Will they still give me nicotine? Probably not, actually. They'll give you... Oh, actually, you might get patches. But that'll be if it's on a doctor's order. So... I don't know if I should take it as a compliment or an insult that I got a bunch of people that are currently smoking weed watching me. Like, is it a necessity to make it watchable? Cannot smoke in prison, I know I was there. Oh, well, there you go. Federal government announced plans on Tuesday to ban the importation of single-use disposable vapes from January 1, after flagging vaping reform laws in May. Under the federal government's smoking reforms, nicotine vapes will only be legally available from a chemist with a prescription, with the importation and sale of nicotine e-cigarettes, pods, and liquids to be criminalised. National Senator Matthew Canavan told the Daily Mail an outright ban on the importation and sale of vapes was a Christmas wish come true for Chinese gangs. Oh, of course. Toking a weed vape while eating because I can. Okay. Mr. Canavan is pushing for significant changes to the bill, urging the government to create a regulated legal market for vaping. We have evidence that only 10% of vapers have a prescription, leaving the rest with no other option than to return to traditional cigarettes or become a criminal and go on the black market, which will be readily available. The government's efforts will fail, and they will not beat the black market. We'll end up in a worse situation with a greater supply of these inferior products and more criminals pushing vapes onto kids. Senator Canavan said more than 1.3 million Australian adults who vape could effectively be turned into criminals after the ban. Yes, this is not a joke article. Could admit because Delta 8 is legal here, Delta 9 still requires a prescription that costs $1,000. Damn. He said the 7-page amendment to the bill would see vapes regulated by strict guidelines similar to alcohol and tobacco products. That's the way that it should be. Regulation, not prohibition. Everybody over the age of 18 should be able to make whatever fucking choices they want, provided it does not impact on the rights of anybody else. If it is something that you are purely ingesting for your own relief or enjoyment, or, you know what? Like, if you're not going to impact on anybody else, it's your own goddamn decision. The government should have no fucking say in it whatsoever. I didn't say there was anything wrong with weed. I just didn't know if I should take it as a compliment or not that people have to get stoned to watch me. That's all I'm saying. Health Minister Mark Butler claimed that smoking reforms are focused on stopping the domestic black market for vapes, which sees millions of devices sold to young Aussies online or under the counter at some stores. So put fines in place for individuals that are found to be doing that. Don't ban the fucking things. What are you, insane? Fentanyl-infused nicotine vape juice. Jesus Christ. However, Senator Canavan said a legally regulated market would give Australians access to high-quality vapes and minimise the incentive to engage in the black market. Senator Canavan labelled the reform as a typical Canberra approach and said there was a twinge of hypocrisy amongst politicians. Parliament House has the highest per capita rate of vaping anywhere in the country, he said. But we want to tell everyone else that you can't do what we're doing. It's a typical Canberra approach. A poll conducted by Redbridge in October revealed most Australians want the government to legally regulate vaping in the same manner as alcohol and tobacco. Nearly 70% of the 1,500 people surveyed said the government's regulative efforts on vapes as poor or very poor. What are you, insane? You are referring to politicians and government. This is very true. Why only single-use vapes? There's no way that they're more dangerous than the vapes you can refill. No, so Abomination. It's a two-stage thing. Single-use vapes, January 1st. Refillable vapes and all other pods and paraphernalia, March 1st. So they're literally giving people a 2-month leeway. Almost looks like condom boxes. True. Was a heroin addict for 12 years, been clean for 9 as of June 2nd for anyone that doesn't know. Congratulations! That's amazing. Hang on. Nope. Shit, wrong one. There you go. No, wrong one. Fuck. You know, I'm just going to give myself one of these now. So has Australia returned to the Model NZ, not the other way around? Unfortunately, that's the way that it seems to be going, and I think they're trying to push it through with, I don't understand. Where did my applause button go? That's the main one that I wanted. Fuck. Hang on, this is going to annoy me. I just need to fix this. 2 seconds. Where are we? Stream Deck. That one. Profile. Applause. There it is. Why is that not updated? Why does it think that it's a Stream Deck 2? It's not, it's a Stream Deck. There we go. There you go, Bernice. Can't have a stream without a boomer or something? Nope. So, after all that, I'm sure late night will be knocking on your door any minute. Where are we? You can always switch to crack. No thanks. All the vapes take precious lithium away from our phone batteries. Well, if people actually recycled their phones, it wouldn't be an issue either. Doctors have better things to do when deal with people having to write prescriptions. They can't see patients they already have. Yes, that is very true. Those surveyed said they wanted e-cigarette items to be sold to adults aged 18 and over through licensed retail outlets. The same way that cigarettes are. What's the issue? It would bring Australia in line with New Zealand and the... We have fucking more restrictive things on vapes than New Zealand? Are you fucking kidding me? With the strict regulations on the sale of nicotine vapes and e-cigarettes. So there you go. You gave her all the emotions. Yes, I did, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Alright. Let's move on to this one, because this is... Everyone's expecting it to be a very shitty story, but let's talk about the raucous Taco Bell Christmas party that included three-way sex romps, vomiting in the guacamole bowl, according to a lawsuit. I looked everywhere that I could find to find the actual complaint for this. I was not going to sign up for a subscription service to pay like $90 a month just to get access to this. I'm legitimately thinking that I may actually need to engage a researcher in the US. So I'm going to look at that in the future, like as to exactly what I need somebody to do, how to look up things on the court and all that sort of stuff. But yes, the guac. Government wants to know everything that everybody's doing. Why can't they just let us all be nice? I don't know. Sounds like a normal night after you order Taco Bell. Okay. A Christmas party at a Los Angeles area Taco Bell descended into alcohol-fueled debauchery that included staffers at the fast food restaurant having three-way sex romps in full view of others, as well as intoxicated revelers vomiting into a bowl of guacamole, according to a lawsuit. Alana Bochoim filed a suit against Taco Bell and a Colorado-based franchise owner earlier this week, alleging she was forced to quit her job as a cashier at the fast food restaurant after she reported the incident to Human Resources. Well, the first rule about Taco Bell sex parties is you don't talk about Taco Bell sex parties. The lawsuit does not specify how much she's seeking in damages. It never does. It'll say amount to be proven at trial. She alleged in the complaint that she, her sister, and her sister's significant other... Significant other? Guacamole, more like gonorrhea. Well... okay. Significant other attended the Christmas party at the Taco Bell location where she worked in San Pedro, California on December 18 of last year. She was invited to the party by her supervisor, Lydia Ruiz, who is named in the complaint filed on Wednesday in the Los Angeles Superior Court. According to the complaint, she and other staffers were encouraged to bring food in a potluck-style buffet to the restaurant located in South Gaffey Street in San Pedro. Oh look, they used the Google view. She prepared a bowl... Oh, this is what stuck in her craw. It was her guacamole that got spewed in. I guarantee it. She prepared a bowl of guacamole for the occasion, arrived at the party, and discovered that Ruiz had covered the windows of the restaurant with wrapping paper, and also covered the cameras for the lobby inside the restaurant. The complaint accuses Ruiz of providing alcohol to the staffers, several of whom were overserved, it alleged. At around midnight, she said she'd been socializing outside the restaurant for a short while and walked back in, witnessed a co-worker having sex with his wife in front of everyone at the party, it was alleged in the complaint. The co-worker's wife was bent over, kissing both Ruiz and another co-worker. The complaint alleged the co-worker was given the pseudonym Adriana. Bochoim was shocked, disgusted, and outraged by what she saw and ran outside. She went back inside the restaurant to retrieve a guacamole bowl, and she saw Ruiz and Adriana throwing up, as alleged in the complaint. Welcome to Taco Bell. Which sex sauce would you like? Hot, mild, or fire? Gross. Somebody was stuffing his chalupa into somebody's chimichanga in view of the drive-thru. Apparently. Who double-dipped the chip? You dipped. You dipped and you chipped. You dipped the chip. You double-dipped the chip. One of them vomited in the trash while the other threw up in her guacamole bowl. There it is. There it is. Do you honestly think she would have filed the lawsuit if the guacamole had not been thrown up in? I feel like that was the linchpin here. I feel like that was a contributing factor. If it wasn't for the whistleblower on the taco hell selling expired meat and sauce products, there's another reason never to eat there again. Never know what orgy took place at your table. Your guac was shite. It's all about the guac bowl. Oh, days later, she reported the incident to Human Resources as well as the Alvarado Restaurant Group, the Colorado-based franchisee that owns and operates the San Pedro location. After a company investigation, Ruiz and other co-workers involved in the alleged sex romp were fired, as stated in the complaint. After their terminations, someone associated with Ruiz and the other co-workers retaliated against her by smashing out the back left window of her car at her home in the middle of the night, it's alleged. Prove that. Show me exactly how you're supposed to... Oh crap, what's wrong with my hair today? At least the husband didn't get quack blocked. Yeah. You've said someone associated with them. Prove that. It could have been a completely random encounter. She's then alleged to have received numerous threatening text messages, including one from a female co-worker, which read, "Baby girl, I want to break your face. I don't give a fuck about your car." Okay. Circumstantial, but okay. A male co-worker is alleged to have texted her insults, calling her a stupid and fucked up, a hoe, and a slut. She reported the incidents to the LA Police Department, as well as to the superiors at Taco Bell. She alleged in the complaint that Taco Bell and the franchisees did nothing about these threats and instead told her that they were transferring her to a new location rather than disciplining the employees who threatened her. On Christmas Eve, she said she felt so overcome with significant stress and physical and mental illness and anxiety from the hostile work environment that she had no choice but to inform her bosses that she was quitting, the complaint alleged. She's alleged in the complaint that she suffered actual consequential and incidental financial losses and that her constructive termination violated anti-discrimination laws. Get fucked. Under what Now I really want to read this complaint. The poster sought comment from Bachoim, Taco Bell, Alvarado Group, and the LAPD. Fuck the rest of the news. I'm going to try and find this complaint because now I really want to read it. And I don't want to pay the $90 though. So hang on. Let me see if I can pull this up. Shit, what were they called? The Alvarado group? What did it get to? Fuck. Sorry, guys. You're here for my entertainment too, so... Ruiz named the complaint. Taco Bell, da-da-da. Shit, where did it go? Alva... Da-da-da. She reported it at the company investigation. Alvarado Restaurant Group, there it is. Taco Bell lawsuit. Let's try this one. What? No, it's $90 American. That's the point. Like, so it's like 150 something for me. No, that's a different lawsuit. Oh, it's discrimination. So is it going to be under Californian law, or is it going to be federal? If it's federal, I can get it through PACER. That's no issue. I mean, theoretically, it's going to be federal, if anything else, because it's cross-state. Can see articles, but what info we're looking for? I want the actual document. I want the complaint. I want to see exactly what she's written in there, because it sounds like it's going to be hilarious. Trouble is, it doesn't list what court it is, otherwise I just go straight to the registry. Newest cases first. No, that doesn't look like it. Oh, well, maybe I'll just have to suck it up and move on. That's really annoying. Tammy F, hello. He wants the facts. Of course I want the facts. Where are we? She got fired for being a killjoy, basically. Can honestly say I've never been at a Taco Bell, although there were few and far between in the UK where I live. We have one. It's LA Superior Court. Okay, thank you. Superior Court. Case document images, that's what I want. Continue as a guest. Search for case by name. Continue. Last name. Petroleum. Search. Please enter a first name. Oh, seriously? I need a first name as well? Alana Petroleum. Let's have a look. Have we got anything? It's going to cost me $4.75. Should be able to write the $90 off on his taxes if it's for streaming content. Trouble is, actually, I have yet to actually fix any of that up. So I've got my accountant working on it sometime this week. But country is Australia. Let's see if they're actually going to let me use the I'm gonna use my credit card for this or not. Aussie Overlaw'd. Confirm email. Aussie Overlaw'd at gmail.com, which is where you can find me if you ever need me. Australia. Continue. No thanks. Credit card number. Should be December 26. See, it annoys me that they don't let you pay through PayPal. That'll just make things a lot easier. Card issue will decline the transaction. Damn it, what details did I get wrong? Where's my wallet? Hang on. Sorry, I know this is boring as shit. Just give me a second. Oh, I got the CVV wrong. Okay. Yep, that's fine. No, I don't need that. Continue. Show me the cases. Wrongful termination against... Seriously? She's got a few cases going on. Hang on. Date filed, 15th of November, wrongful termination. Okay, that's got to be it there. Case information, register of action, documents filed. Proof of personal service. Register of actions. Okay, none of that is what I want. Search records, criminal, well, at least now I've got the case document images. Continue as guest. Okay, so what documents are available? Yep, that's fine. Is that the wrong... No, that's the wrong thing that I'm clicking. For God's sakes, case number. Okay, so I've got the case number here. All this just so I can read a damn... Proof of personal service. Complaint. There it is. Preview. Yes, I am not a robot. Seriously? All the motorcycles? Fucking hate capture. I'm not a robot. I proved I'm not a robot. We have the complaint! Okay. Lana's filing for everything. Sorry about that. She's fishing for a lawsuit. Look, she had 3 different lawsuits that I could see that was going on, so having place to see a lawsuit document, does that reset the super chat gifts? No, look, I won't. No. Missing biggest issue, it's California, California, fucks its citizens with a 100-foot rainbow dildo. Sorry, guys. Thank you to everybody that sort of sat through that. I know that was very annoying, but I really want to see what this has got to say. Has this lady got a case of the litigioriasis? Maybe. Oh, yes. Streamlabs does occasionally remind people to hit the like button for me. Okay, let's have a look. Brockman Gonzalez, Superior Court of State of California, discrimination in violation of the FEAR Act, hostile work environment, sexual harassment. Wait, what the fuck? Is this literally just... Are you fucking kidding me? It gave me the cover page? Fuck you! Hang on. I'm not a robot. Bicycles. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate that. No, this isn't the $90 one. I went directly to the court website. But all it's giving me is the You can customize which pages you wish to download. Okay. Submit. Oh, okay. Apparently it was just a preview. So now I need to pay the $10 for the actual document, which means I got to fill in my fucking details again. Sorry, peeps. You know what? I'll play the funny Twitter video while I do this, just to keep you guys entertained. It's the same one as before. I need to make a new one. Just. Nathan C., thank you for the $2 towards the guacamole bowl. Much appreciated. He's starfish. Holy shit, that's a big bottle. Yep. Okay, and we have the document. So, okay, complaint for damages. Plaintiff Alana Borchoim hereby brings her employment complaint demanding a trial by jury against the above defendants named, don't care about the parties or the jurisdiction. Factual allegations. The plaintiff began working for the defendants Taco Bell and ARG in or around February 22 as a cashier. The plaintiff was constructively terminated on or about 24/2022. Really? This will be interesting. Throughout the plaintiff's employment, she performed her job duties in an exemplary manner. On or about 18 December 2022, the plaintiff's supervisor, defendant Ruiz, held a Christmas party at the restaurant where the plaintiff worked. All the staff were invited. Defendants Taco Bell and ARG's employees were encouraged to bring food up into a potluck-style buffet. Defendant Ruiz, I gotta be consistent with that, told them alcohol would be served. Believing that Taco Bell approved this event, the plaintiff brought guacamole and attended with her sister and her sister's significant other. Is that just the sister doesn't really want to... $10 does seem pricey for transparency. Yeah. Especially when it's an electronic document, I don't see any reason why. I mean, so the way that it works with Pacer is the first person that buys it makes it available pretty much for everybody. But I don't... Yeah. Sister's friends with benefits? Probably. Okay, where did I get to? When they arrived, the plaintiff discovered that defendant Ruiz had covered the windows of the restaurant with wrapping paper. Defendant Ruiz also covered the cameras in the lobby inside the restaurant. Why would you not just turn them off? Like, anyway. During the party, alcohol was provided by defendant Ruiz and numerous individuals were overserved. Around midnight, the plaintiff, who had been socializing outside the restaurant for a short while, walked back into the restaurant and witnessed her co-worker, Jonathan, having sex with his wife in front of everybody at the party. His wife was bent over and kissing both defendant Ruiz and another co-worker, Adriana, simultaneously. That's not a three-way. That's a four-way, technically. If he's doing the wife from behind, the wife's involved, the manager's getting kissed on the lips, as well as somebody else. There's four individuals there. That's a four-way. I'm starting to see why this woman had issues with this. It seems like she may have been a little bit inexperienced in the area. Actually, hang on. Just give me 2 seconds. 10, 25, 4. Okay. So that's... We're still $11 away from dog butt. This sounds odd. The plaintiff was shocked, disgusted, and outraged by what she saw and ran outside. I guarantee she would not have been outraged. She might have been shocked and disgusted, but outraged, they've put that in specifically. Does a kiss count as sexual? In the circumstances, yes, I would say so. Jonathan walked outside shortly thereafter, which led the plaintiff to believe it was safe to go inside and retrieve her guacamole bowl. When she walked in, she witnessed defendant Ruiz and Adriana throwing up. One vomited in the trash, and the other into the plaintiff's guacamole bowl. The plaintiff complained to defendant Ruiz about what she had witnessed that evening, and the fact that one of them had thrown up in her guacamole bowl. Adriana stated that she wanted to physically fight the plaintiff at that point. Thankfully, no fight occurred because the plaintiff was able to de-escalate the situation. Are you overserved if there was no bartender? But why sue, I wonder? She saw a payday. That's why I want to get to the part where there's the constructive termination. You know, that's just annoying me. Oh, there we go. That's better. Sounds like a lesbiana thing. Possibly. I hope the Varfa wasn't involved in the kissing. They both were. That's what they're saying, Bipto. It was the supervisor and the one called Adriana. And the one called Adriana, who just said that she wanted to fight her, is the one that allegedly puked in the guacamole bowl. So apparently kissing the co-worker's wife, there must have been something about the co-worker's wife that just made it disgusting. You're still alive? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a close thing. For anyone that didn't know, yeah, you know, we'll talk about it later. This is more interesting. Jonathan walked outside shortly after. Thankfully, no fight occurred. 2 days later, on or about December 20, plaintiff reported the incident to the defendant Taco Bell's Human Resources Department. On or about December 21, the plaintiff again lodged a report of the incident to defendant ARG, which she understood to be the Taco Bell franchisee. She's gone full Karen here. She reported it directly to her supervisors. She reported to her supervisors, and to the franchisee. But then she's gone over the franchisee's head to the main holding company. Yeah, I wonder why she encountered a hostile workplace. Like, she went full Karen. Maybe she's been upset at being not asked to join. I doubt it. From the sounds of it, she didn't even get a chance to get asked, so... on or about December 22, 2022, someone associated with the defendants retaliated against the plaintiff and smashed out the back left window of her car at her home in the middle of the night. Again, how do you prove that? Taco Bell story, someone must be drunk. Oh, Trenton, it's so much worse than just being drunk. We've got vomiting in the guacamole bowl. We've got sex in the middle of a Christmas party. We've got everything. And at some point, I'm fully expecting explosive diarrhea. And that I'm clipping. No one else gets to clip that. I'm clipping that. Think she's mad no one picked it a bop. Again, I say prove it. Prove that it was someone associated with the defendant. Prove that. The plaintiff then began to receive numerous threats of violence from multiple co-workers. For example, one of the plaintiff's female co-workers texted her, "Baby girl, I want to break your face. I don't give a fuck about your car." The co-worker also stated that, "You've been running your mouth for the longest, so run them hands, bitch." It sounds like she was already not well liked in this store. The whole, I don't know, what do you call it? She handled her responsibilities at the store in an exemplary manner. I think there's a good chance that maybe she, pissed off a few people, shall we say? Fuck, wrong one. Maybe she's upset about the vomit look better than a guac. Maybe. Another male co-worker repeatedly texted multiple threats, calling her stupid and fucked up, a hoe, a slut, fat as fuck, and a snitch. Binger. He stated to her, "And I get fired. Oh boy, I'm gonna fuck your peoples up. Ion given fuck. You think I'm scared of police?" Did not get a notice again. Sorry to hear that, Tiffany. So that's why she wasn't invited to be in the orgy? Yeah, apparently. I would presume that's a reasonable assumption, frankly. But all I'm going to say is... What do you mean, you people, bitch? Like... Based on the wording of these texts, I mean, I know that it's California, but... Would anyone care to hazard a guess as to the ethnicity of the individual that is threatening her at this point? The male co-worker also said, "Don't let me catch your bundle of stick-ass boyfriend Theo or baby daddy Michael. I'm a hurt bingers because you hurt my pockets." So she has a boyfriend and a baby daddy. The plaintiff understood these threats to be direct threats of violence against her and her loved ones. The plaintiff reported the credible threats of violence that she had received to the defendants Taco Bell and ARG. The plaintiff also sent the defendants Taco Bell and ARG the police report in connection with the report she made to the LAPD about the broken window. The defendants Taco Bell and ARG did nothing about these threats and instead told the plaintiff they were transferring her to a new location rather than disciplining the employees who threatened her. I don't think there's anything there about the whole... Whether they discipline them or not is sort of irrelevant. She's in a very hostile environment. She's specified that. She knows that. They're getting her out of that. As far as I'm concerned, they're doing the appropriate thing there. Probably has a sugar daddy too. Damn, there are 40 people watching on Rumble? Wow. Ooh, although I do appear to have lost 10 people off YouTube. Shit. Who'd I piss off? When is the Aussie Christmas party? The 21st. And given that by then it'll just be me in the office, I'm just going to sit at my desk with a bottle of whiskey. I may or may not stream it. Defendants Taco Bell did nothing. On or about December 24, 2022, she felt so overcome with stress, physical and mental illness and anxiety from the hostile work environment that she had no other choice but to inform the defendants that she was resigning. I call bullshit. That's not constructive dismissal. They specifically said they were removing her from the hostile environment, and 2 days later she's saying, "No, I'm resigning." That's not... No. They tried to help her, but to no avail, clearly. I And I'm glad you are, Tammy F. I appreciate it. Sell tickets. Plaintiff's separation from the defendants was a constructive termination. I disagree with that. I mean, it does depend on the phrasing of the laws in California, but I would not consider that to be constructive termination in the slightest. On November 14, 2023, the plaintiff exhausted her administrative... Sorry. So she'd been going through this for almost 12 months. Need a female in an elf suit serving you whiskey. I'd watch if there is a lot of bending over. You know, it's not a bad idea. You're fired. F you, I quit. Yeah, that's basically what this boils down to. On November 14, she exhausted her administrative remedies by filing a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department. The CCRD issued the plaintiff a right to sue letter the same day. As such, she has fully complied with the administrative prerequisites to file her claim. So how is she suing? Discrimination in violation of the FEHA. At all times mentioned herein, the FEHA was enforced and effective and binding on the defendants. Requires the defendants to refrain from discriminating against any employee based on sex or gender. Show me where this is based on sex or gender. Engage in unlawful employment practices in violation of the FEHA. As a proximate result of the aforesaid acts of the defendants, the plaintiff has suffered actual consequential and incidental financial losses, including without limitation loss of salary and benefits, and intangible loss of employment related to opportunities in her field. You worked as a cashier at Taco Bell. What opportunities did you think you had for advancement? And damage to your professional reputation? Bitch, please. I very nearly said N-word, please. All in an amount subject to proof at the time of trial. Plaintiff claims such amounts as damages pursuant to the California Civil Code and other provisions of law. As a proximate result of the wrongful acts of the defendant, the plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer emotional distress, humiliation, mental anguish, and embarrassment, as well as the manifestation of physical symptoms. The plaintiff is informed and believes, and thereupon alleges that she will continue to experience said physical and emotional suffering for a period in the future not presently ascertainable. All in all, an amount subject to proof at the time of trial. She was going to be a rocket scientist and future president. A rocket scientist. I fucking doubt that. But even if she was, that's not relevant to her current employment. It's not in the industry. That's what I'm saying. Thanks to this story, I remember I had leftover taco stuff and I'm making taco salad. Show you where it's discrimination on the basis of gender. Men wouldn't get the same treatment. They'd be laughed at and probably shanked by their co-workers. What? Saw Chandler in the thumbnail. Chandler's not in the thumbnail. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not Biden. I don't have a thumbnail on this. It's just my, Wait, did YouTube pick a random thumbnail for me? No, they can't have. Hey, see, now you got me fucking paranoid. You know what? Doesn't matter. As a proximate result of the wrongful acts of the defendants being forced to hire attorneys and prosecute the claims herein, and has incurred and is expected to continue to incur attorneys' fees, costs in connection herewith. Plaintiff is entitled to recovery of attorney fees under the California Government Code. The actions taken by the plaintiffs were carried out and ratified by officers and managers of the defendant. In addition, the defendant had in place policies and procedures that specifically prohibited discrimination based on sex and required defendants, managers, officers, and agents to prevent disability discrimination. However, the defendants chose to consciously and willfully ignore said policies and procedures, and therefore their outrageous conduct was fraudulent, malicious, oppressive, and was done in wanton disregard for the rights of the plaintiff and the rights and duties owed by each defendant to the plaintiff. Each defendant aided, abetted, participated in, authorized, ratified, and/or conspired to engage in the wrongful conduct alleged above. The plaintiff should therefore be awarded exemplary and punitive damages against the defendant in an amount to be established and appropriate to punish each defendant and deter others from engaging in... Okay, so not only are they specifically just saying... Did you just say you aren't Biden? No, there's a... No, someone's in chat. It's not... It's I'm not Obama, but they're on another phone, so I'm not Biden at the moment. Maybe Jeff fell asleep and changed Aussie's thumbnail with his butt cell phone? I doubt it. It was you, Jeff, and Chandler, but I'm just joking. You're the only one for me. Oh, cheers. I'm gonna pop you and your baby daddy's ass. Okay, this is this very specific wording that the lawyers have used here, because they're not just saying that they want to specifically deter the company that engaged in the conduct. They're saying they want to make an example of them for all food industry employees. They want to make sure that this particular Taco Bell burns in hell as an example, as a flaming example, so that no one else has sex on a table in a restaurant. True, only gets to snicker. They forgot to use the word flagrant. True. Alright. Hostile work environment, sexual harassment. This one might have legs. The plaintiff restates and incorporates. At all times mentioned herein, the government code, the State Fair Employment and Housing Act, was in full force and effect and binding. The Section 1294A 940A, I should say, requires defendants to refrain from harassing employees based on sex. Defendant engaged in unlawful employment practices in violation of the FEHA by harassing the plaintiffs because of sex. Because of her sex. Is that two more people please like than nobody else? What, are we getting to 69, are we? Trying to get Hayden to talk ghetto. Well... As a proximate result of the aforesaid acts, the plaintiff has suffered actual and consequential financial loss. Approximate result of the wrongful acts suffered plaintiff's entitled to recover attorney's fees. Defendant's conduct was fraudulent, malicious, oppressive, done in wanton disregard. Okay, so they're just rehashing. It's copy and text at this point. Sex on a table in Taco Bell. This would get me to stop using the drive-thru. Retaliation in violation of the FEHA. How did they... See, all they've said is what the claim is. They haven't said... They haven't established the elements of the claim in this. This is really annoying. Do you guys have any idea how much time and effort she put into making that guac dip? Bitch, she probably opened a can of canned guac. See, this annoys me, because all they're saying is that she's suffered damages and not actually establishing each of the different causes under the action, which is really annoying to me. Failure to investigate and prevent violation. Okay. In failing to or refusing to take immediate and appropriate corrective action to end the discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. And in failing and or refusing to take... That's supposed to be any or all reasonable steps necessary to prevent discrimination, harassment, or retaliation from occurring. If it doesn't take place on the premises of the business, they've got no right to do anything. It's the same as a school punishing a kid for doing something outside the school grounds. It's not fucking applicable. She reported it to the police, as well she should have. She said that there was an issue. She felt like it was a hostile environment. They were moving her to another store. As well they should have. I don't like any of this. It's California, you don't need to prove, just complain. Or stole it from work, possibly. She wants reparations for the guac. As a proximate result of the aforesaid acts of the defendant, in each of them, the plaintiff suffered actual So that's just the damage she's going for. Fifth cause of action, violation of the Labour Code. The Labour Code prohibits an employer or any person acting on behalf of the employer from retaliating against an employee for disclosing information, or because the employer believes that the employee disclosed or may disclose information to a government or law enforcement agency, to a person with authority, or non-compliance of providing information to or testifying before any public body conducting an investigation, hearing, or inquiry. Okay, that's all fine. I don't believe that they did that. They moved her because they specifically said that they were moving her because she said that it was a hostile environment, that she wasn't happy with it. I mean, it's not a punishment. She brings guac to Taco Bell and sand to a beach. Dazza had me rolling last night when he said another phrase for wiener is heat-seeking moisture missile. Jesus Christ. Any public body conducting... The plaintiff is informed, believes, and based their allegations, and thereon... based thereon alleges the substantial factor, if not the sole factor, in the defendant's decision to terminate the plaintiff's employment was because she disclosed unlawful information. No, there was no dismissal. And that's what she... Okay, so this is completely irrelevant anyway. She was being moved to another store. She's the one that tendered a resignation because she believed that it was a horrible working environment. I call bullshit on this. Jesus Christ, mate. Participate in activity that result in violation of state or federal statute or violation of non-compliance with local, state, federal. Look, at the end of the day, it's a shitty situation. And given that it was Taco Bell and there was guac involved, it was probably going to be a very shitty situation. For me, however, I don't believe that there are any innocent actors in this, shall we say. Yes, the Christmas party probably shouldn't have devolved the way that it did. It sounded quite degenerate. But at the same time, I don't believe that she was terminated. I do not believe that there was a constructive termination there. The circumstances do not give rise to it. The fact that she handed in her resignation because she felt that it was too hostile of a work environment. They specifically said to her, we're moving you to another store where you will not be in a hostile work environment. Like, sounded like a good time. It probably was a good time, but it's still not supposed to be done during... a couple of hours after she got home, it turned into a shitty situation. Well, let's hope she didn't taste the guac after they threw up in it. Proximate result of the acts. The plaintiff has become mentally upset, distressed, embarrassed, humiliated, and aggravated. I'm pretty sure that happened beforehand. Plaintiff claims general damages for such mental and physical distress and aggravation in the sum and the excess of the jurisdictional minimum of the court. This tastes like stomach. Ugh. Because the acts taken towards the plaintiff were carried out by the plaintiff's supervisors, who was a managerial employee acting in a deliberate, cold, callous, cruel, and intentional manner, and in conscious disregard for the plaintiff's rights in order to injure and damage her, the plaintiff requests that punitive damages be levied against the defendants. Okay, so she's going for vicarious liability for the supervisor, the one that was pashing the guy's wife. Unless she's saying that the pseudonym Adriana was also a manager. We've all been to a Christmas party where something happens with co-workers. God, I hope not. People actually eat Taco Bell. I thought it was a money laundering for the mafia. Entitled to attorney's fees, blah, blah, blah. In addition, there's a civil penalty of $10,000 pursuant to the Labour Code. Furthermore, at all times mentioned in the Labour Code was in full force and effect. The Labour Code prohibits an employer from discharging or in any manner discriminating, retaliating, or taking any adverse action against an employee or applicant for employment because the employee or applicant engaged in the conduct delineated in certain sections of the Labour Code, or because the employee or applicant for the employment has filed a bona fide complaint or instituted or caused to be instituted any proceeding in relation to his or her rights under the jurisdiction of the Labour Commissioner. Okay, fine. Violation of the Labour Code prohibits an employer from discharging manner described. Okay, now this is just getting boring. I don't want to lose the momentum. When you're drunk, you have $6 at 3 a.m. Taco Bell is your salvation. What Taco Bell were they moving to? San Quentin. Bonafide. Violation of the Labour Code prohibits an employer from discharging or in any manner discriminating against an employee based on the employee having disclosed information about the employer's working conditions. She wasn't fired. Half of these causes are going to get struck out. She may get a settlement out of this, but it's not going to be anywhere near as much as she and her lawyers are expecting. I mean, look. Well, she's got trial by jury. That's going to be interesting. Okay. The plaintiff prays for judgment, general damages according to the proof, special damages, punitive damages, medical expenses, loss of earnings. Here's your $12 from your shift. Attorney's fees, prejudgment interest, costs of the suit incurred herein, for reinstatement. She wants to be re-employed. Bitch, are you serious right now? Like, legitimately? Okay, that's really weird. Apparently I'm being told on the YouTube browse page I have Chandler and Jeff and me in the thumbnail, but on my page I don't. Okay, I stand corrected. Apparently there seems to be some sort of YouTube glitch. I can't remember the last time I put Jeff and Chandler in the same thumbnail as me. Interesting. Just win the cane and buy Taco Bell, you retarded hoe. She wasn't fired, nor was she screwed. Here's a $25 gift card to Taco Bell, take it or leave it. For liquidated damages, for declaratory relief pursuant to Harris v. City Santa Monica, injunctive relief pursuant to Harris v. City Santa Monica, and for other such relief as a court may deem fit, just, and proper. Fucking bite me. Maybe we'll conjure them onto a live stream? Doubt it. Oh, that's what it'll be. It'll have taken a still from the intro. That's what it is. Good call, amateur iconoclast. It's because I haven't put in a thumbnail, so it's just taking a random spot out of the show. So yeah, there you have that one. That's going to be interesting. I mean, the whole jury's going to piss themselves laughing. Abso-friggin-lutely. Like, I can't believe she's applying for reinstatement. Who knew you would get men and women together with alcohol and stuff would happen? Holy shitballs. Oh, okay. Well, look, that was fun. Now we've got to move on to some, like, other things. I don't want to... You know what? I kind of don't want to, though. I don't want to ruin the mood, because that was hilarious. Okay. Florida man arrested for quitting his job in the middle of transporting prison inmates. An Orlando man was arrested after he drove a van full of prison inmates off course and refused to stop while traveling in North Carolina. On Tuesday around 9 a.m., deputies received a call to be on the lookout for an inmate transport van traveling on the I-40 in Statesville, North Carolina. The caller was the owner of the inmate transport company and reported that the driver was off course and refusing to return the van. The driver, Joshua James Pinkett, had 4 inmates in the locked cargo area of the van. This is hilarious because as soon as he went off course, he is technically committing kidnapping, false imprisonment, and theft of government property. She got attorneys to take it pro bono. Can you kidnap inmates? Yes, that is technically what has happened. Because he is acting outside the boundaries of his employment. He has literally kidnapped 4 prisoners. A whole bunch of stuff, yep. Another employee was travelling in the van with him who was texting the transport company owner. Pinkett told the owner that he was quitting his job in the middle of the trip and refused to stop at the intended destination for the prisoners. Deputies stopped the van in I-40 and learned that he was supposed to stop at a location in Hickory with the inmates but had refused to stop. He was charged with 5 counts of felony second-degree kidnapping and felony larceny. If he crossed state line, it's a man. Oh, this is great. Simply Green, hello. California dock officers have accidentally driven over state lines before into Arizona. It's considered kidnapping and a major ordeal. Oh, fuck. Okay, alright. Let's see, and all my other news articles are all, like, depressing. It's all people being dismembered, or kidnapping, or, like, or price gouging, or gay furry hackers, or judge questioning credibility of AI chief's evidence in court. Like, oh, here we go. Trio of sheep found alive in Victoria 8 years after a truck rollover. A trio of sheep have been found in the bush in Victoria 8 years after reportedly surviving a truck rollover. Holy shit, 8 years? I wouldn't have expected it in the last 8 minutes. Sheep are dumb, especially when you've got like things like snakes and crap. What was the gay fairy hacker? Sorry, no, it was gay furry hacker. It's the guys that breached the US nuclear research facility. The 3 amigos, affectionately named Ned Kelly, Mad Dan Morgan, and Harry Power, have been on the run for almost a decade in the Wombat State Forest in Daylesford. After many sightings from the public, the team at Edgar's Mission Animal Sanctuary was able to pluck them one by one before they were finally reunited again a month later. The first 2 to be rescued were Harry and Ned, who arrived at the sanctuary a month ago. This week, Edgar's Mission was able to retrieve Dan. It's bittersweet knowing there's still one out there and I couldn't rest until Monday evening when I knew that he'd been caught, said Mission's owner Pam Ahern. When the sheep when the sheep reunited for the first time, they clearly knew one another. After a month apart, it was like, hey, dude, what took you so long? During their time in the bush, it's believed they had plenty of access to grass and water, so there's no sign of malnutrition. Mad Dan Morgan will need a tidy up with regard to his woolly coat and a visit from the shearer not too far away. Just let them stay out free in the bush. Well, I don't know that they're able to. Oh, let's go to the tape! Come on. Don't they need to be sheared every year? Pretty much.
Well, these three amigos
So
have had a pretty exciting time together over the years. Legend has it that 8 years ago they survived a truck rollover near Daylesford and had been on the run ever since. But now they're in the good hands of folk here at Edgar's Mission Animal Sanctuary. So how did their days in the wild come to an end? Pam Ahern from the sanctuary tells me that many public sightings helped her locate the wayward sheep in the Wombat State Forest.
Sheep are incredibly resilient animals, as these guys have shown. The only burden that they had really came from the human genetics that bred that fleece into them, and that's the only thing that really prevented them from staying out there and living a pretty good bushranger-like life in the bush.
The first two to be rescued were Harry Power and Ned Kelly. They both got here around a month ago.
I think I could have read War and Peace 10 times over the length of time it took to rescue these sheep.
But then, just this week, Pam was able to retrieve Mad Dan Morgan from the bush. Given they're herd animals, it would have been dangerous for him to be out there on his own, so now he's back with his friends.
When you saw these sheep reunited for that first time, they'd been separated for over a month, they clearly knew one another. It was as if to say, hey dude, what took you so long?
It's believed the trio had plenty of access to fresh water and grass while they were roaming in the wild, so there aren't any signs of malnutrition. Nonetheless, Mad Dan Morgan might need a bit of a tidy up with regards to his coat, so I'm sure a trip to the shearer isn't too far away.
Okay, gay furry hackers breach US nuclear research facility, and we'll finish it up on this one. Siege Security, which describes itself as a group of gay furry hackers, recently infiltrated a leading US nuclear research facility and obtained sensitive personal data. Fuck it. The group claimed responsibility for the attack in a statement on public forums. Meow, 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 the group wrote. Damn it!
Why are you gay?
There we go. The hackers added that we've successfully gained access to Idaho National Laboratory and that we've accessed hundreds of thousands of user, employee, and citizen data, including full names, dates of birth, addresses, and social security numbers. Idaho National Laboratory, INL spokesperson Laurie McNamara, confirmed the breach, stating that it was being investigated and federal law enforcement is involved. Do you have contact info for these guys for research? Meow. Earlier this morning, Idaho National Laboratory determined that it was the target of a cybersecurity data breach affecting the servers supporting the Oracle HCM system, which supports its human resources application. INL has taken immediate action to protect employee data, McNamara said on November 20. INL has been in touch with federal law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, to investigate the extent of data impacted by the incident. The INL is one of 17 national labs in the US Department of Energy complex and employs more than 6,100 people who focus on nuclear research, renewable energy systems, and security solutions. Hello, Freedom Ring. Why do you eat the poo-poo? Oh, did anyone else see that? Oh my god. Hey, this is going to have mighty spewing. Quite literally. There's a video going around of a woman working at a shelter. She reaches into a cat's litter tray, picks something up, and then puts it in her mouth. She ate a cat turd on camera. Like, is there such a thing as a not gay furry? It's actually a damn good question, Justin. Alright. We're willing to make a deal with INL. If they research creating IRL in real life cat girls, we will take this post down, the hackers wrote. A cat girl generally refers to a young, beasted female animated character with feline traits, like cat ears or a tail. Okay. Fuck. This is why I have way too many sound effects. It's not even going to be funny now, never mind. Many people ask why for the INL breach. We are cats. Intricacies such as why do not concern us, the group wrote on social media. The hacking group Siege Security claims that it has hacked NATO twice this year and released sensitive documents. NATO confirmed that it is facing persistent cyber threats and has implemented additional security measures. Furry is a multiplier for degeneracy. Think of the worst thing, there's a furry version of it. What's that? Unfortunately, sounds like it's right up my son's street. Street! That's an interesting name for an anus. Sorry. If you have any questions about furries, watch Internet Historian 7's 7-minute video about rainforest. Oh, God. Egyptian delicacy that involves cat feces, the Kardashians of something do it. Oh, gross. What? That's disgusting. Like, yeah, no. It's a Tootsie Roll. So yeah, there we go. Holy crap on a cracker. Well, today certainly took a bit of a turn to the left, didn't it? Don't pretend you haven't wanted to try chocolate-covered Cheetos. No, nothing even slightly. Screaming goat sound on that one. You know, I don't actually have the screaming goat sound effect. The one that I was looking for was that one. So, oh wait, hang on, I do have a perfect sound effect for this, because let's face it, there are a whole bunch of cats, so... Anyway. Whew, holy crap, today really took a turn, didn't it? Anyway, peeps, I'm gonna get out of here because I have to go and get some work done. It is unfortunately Monday for me, so I have crap to do. But as always, please remember, you are not a piece of shit. You do have value and you do contribute to society, especially if you check whether or not you've hit that like button for me. Don't forget, tomorrow we will be doing a locals call-in show. If nobody shows up, I'm just going to start rambling on about the news again. Because we're going to be doing Kinky Corner every second week, and I'm going to try and do a call-in show like once a fortnight as well. So remember, AussieOverlaw'd.locals.com, use code word FunnelWeb, one word, FUNLELWEB, for 1 month. And as it gets towards the end of the month, I'll throw out another code. But, yeah, I will see you all again tomorrow. Keep an eye out. I may or may not do something this evening. We'll see what happens. But, as always, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, people. I will catch you on the flip side. And for God's sake, stay out of the guacamole bowl. Alright? Yeah, there it is.
This shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.